Hey everyone, welcome to my first comedy analysis video. I'll be doing a bunch of these for a bunch of different specials to break down how pro comedians are so good, what stylistic things they do, better appreciate the art form, and it's a chance for me to practice some comedy too. So let's get to it. Today I'll be going over Kevin Hart's latest special, No Fucks Given. It's in a bit of a different environment. It's in his house instead of a big stadium, maybe 30 to 50 people in the audience. And frankly, I've performed for the same size audience before, so I think that kind of means we're on the same level now. What's that? He's a lot better than I am? He has a lot more money? But we're kind of the same, right? All right. This one was a little bit more mellow in tone compared to his last one, Irresponsible, which I found to be a little bit screamy.
He got my baby! Oh!
A chunk of his material in this one came from his wife and kids, which is pretty usual for a Kevin Hart special. Honestly, I think I might start making weird scenarios with my family for the same reason. Maybe put salt in their coffee instead of sugar, or tell them I want to talk about my feelings. I counted about 13 segments, each of them on average about 4.5 minutes long. This is how I broke them down. We have COVID, his fame, his family, and the most important part, comparing how women versus men give or do not give a fuck. Which, by the way, I couldn't find a fuck to give either. Being the absolute nerd I am, I decided to track and graph some of the metrics from this special, because who doesn't want to ruin the magic of comedy with math? So here are some metrics on how he performed. We have the laughs per minute over the time, over the course of his special. We meant to do it in 5-minute segments, but messed up in the middle because that's what idiots do. Then we have just laughs per minute compared to his previous specials, all kind of in the same range. Then we have a breakdown of personal experience versus observational. I think we all know Kevin Hart speaks mostly from his own experiences. That's where his comedy comes from. And lastly, this is my overall rating. I gave it a 7.9. And before we go further, you might be like, is this guy really qualified to give comedy specials ratings? I don't really know. Is Dave Portnoy qualified to give pizza ratings? I don't really know that either. This is kind of what we're doing here. But I'll tell you why I gave it that rating. I didn't find it as funny or as animated as his previous material. I think the mellow environment didn't particularly help with that. I think this one felt more of a conversational tone compared to the big animated stage presence he has in his older specials, which is fine. It's cool. It's a stylistic choice. It's not what I particularly like, but again, it's all subjective, which is exactly what I say when my parents tell me that they don't like my comedy. So that's where we're at. But Kevin Hart, still one of the best to do it. Let Me Explain is probably one of my favorite specials, but that's the rating I gave this one. For the last part of this video, I want to talk through one of his segments and the stylistic choices he makes while performing. For this, we'll talk about the 6-ish minutes that he goes through not giving a fuck and how that impacts him as an older, 40-plus-year-old man. It's actually not a particularly original premise. He says something similar as a premise in one of his older specials, What Now?
First and foremost, understand I'm older now. I'm 36. My friends are older than me. 42, 46, 47, 48. We go out, we do older guys shit.
Except in that special, he told a story about playing ping pong. This special, he talks more about group chats, more on that later. And that's what we comedians do. We just take a premise and we milk it for all it's worth like a genetically modified cow. And I do not like what I'm doing with my hands. So to start, he sets up the premise.
Ladies, you don't know how to not give a fuck. That's your problem. If you guys can match a man's not give a fuck energy, oh my God, the world would be a better place.
So there, like an avid complainer of the WNBA, he compares women to men, specifically in their ability to not give a fuck. And then he goes one level deeper to set up his specific situation.
Here's what makes a woman really mad. You guys get upset if a man does not give you the reaction that you feel that you would give him. I'm gonna say it again. Ladies, you get upset if a man does not give you the reaction that you feel that you would give him. Hence why you're always searching for a give a fuck.
Then he uses this to prop up how much of a fuck he does not give when talking to his wife.
Oh, I constantly search for her. She wants to go out, go out. She can't just leave. All right, babe, I'm going out. Cool. Me and the girls, got it. We probably getting fucked up tonight. Do you? I don't know what time we coming back. I'll be asleep either way. It's fine. Searching for give a fucks. There are no give a fucks.
He then shifts his premise slightly to not only emphasize how much men don't give a fuck, but also to anchor you to how stupid men are compared to women. And I'm not even going to argue that, because look what I just said. Case in point.
Hence, you want the same from men. You don't understand, first and foremost, stop expecting us to be as bright and brilliant as you. If a man goes out and he's over 40 years old, I'm here to tell you, there is no plan attached to that. There is no fucking agenda. There's no schedule. Stop asking questions because we don't have the answers.
He then proves out this stupidity by walking through a conversation with his wife. It's a similar vibe as an earlier conversation, but it highlights how women dig into men by asking really basic questions that men are just too stupid to answer.
Stop looking for shit. I told her the one time I said I was going out. Babe, I'm going out. Where you going? I don't even know yet. Who going with you? Whoever come, I guess. I don't know. What y'all gonna do? I'm trying to figure it out now. I don't know what we do. Y'all gonna eat? I hope so. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten. What time you getting back? Whatever time we done. What the fuck is going on here? Am I getting graded? What is this? I don't have the answers.
After that, he goes into a slightly different premise, but within the same topic, this addressing his strategy for when arguments come up out of this kind of thing.
I don't like fucking arguing. I'm at an age where I don't argue. I just leave. That's my new move. You argue with yourself. I'll be back. I'll be back. Hopefully when I come back, you don't got no energy.
Honestly, that's how I'm going to deal with my first baby. Kid starts crying, I'm just going to leave it there and let it cry until it's tired. And I know that sounds bad, but crying is exhausting, okay? I've been there. And there's nothing that I could do to fix the crying before the kid just runs out of tears. And maybe that's why I'm not a parent. Anyway, that sets up this funny exchange.
We was arguing in the morning. I left. It was 7 a.m. She called me. I'm in the car. She was like, "You probably getting your dick sucked." At 7 a.m.? What bitch is that ambitious that's out here at 7 a.m. sucking dick? What type of day walker do you think I'm dealing with? Jesus Christ.
Ambitious is a hilarious word to use there because it shows how sucking dick at 7 a.m. is a lofty goal for that individual without ever actually saying it. And so then he milks that for a few more lines, and then he goes into how 40-year-old men interact in group chats.
40 and above? Go, read it. You will never read a more inconsistent and unfocused conversation in your life.
He then goes on to say a series of non sequiturs that would normally be like, what the heck is this guy talking about? But because he's primed you to think about it like this, all he has to do is say enough ridiculous things in a row to make it funny.
They all start off great. Yo! You see that picture of Rihanna ass? God damn, shit. Fuck! I saw it. Random question flies in the chat. Hey man, if you run out of butter, what else can I put in a pan? What? Another statement flies in. I can't even eat butter. That shit make my gout act up. Gout? Another statement flies in the chat. What the fuck is gout? Picture from WebMD hit the chat. Bow. Description of gout and what the fuck it can do. God damn, you got that?
And that's pretty much the end of that segment. He then transitions to other stuff after that. I don't know how to transition into a closing yet, but that's the end of the video. You probably already knew that from where the little red bar things at the bottom, but I just wanted to remind you because I like feeling in charge. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment any suggestions for how I can improve these little breakdowns. Would love to hear from you guys. Of course, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'll see you next time. Bye.